off the back, which most people don't see it this way. It depends on how you can see shit from a desperate way, a manifestation, or a desperate way. I tend to look for shit from a non-desperate position, which, you should never, you know why a lot of people aren't happy, even the people you think rich. Because, you have the high vibe way of getting shit and a low vibrational way of getting shit. Most people took the low vibrational, right? The low vibrational is when somebody puts you somewhere. So it's like, I did this for you as a favor, not that you earned it, right? Not that you earned it. The high vibe way is, I manifested an opportunity by putting in the work. That's it, that's all. But anytime you trade your humanity for money, I don't care how much a dollar amount it is not an even trade-off. It's never, if it costs you that, right? Some people, it don't cost them that. But if that's a way, and money is a way to justify certain shit. Money don't justify everything, or nothing should cost you that, or especially unless you openly choose that route, right? Some people openly choose that route. They do anything behind closed doors to get through open doors, right? To each his own. That's your merit. That's what you do, right? I don't never condemn nobody for what they do. What's best for them based on what's principles are important to them, but don't try to make me. And that's the problem. People hate you because you're not a certain way. And misery love company like a sleepover, but you never trade your humanity, because that's why people are miserable to have so much, because, like, humanity is your purpose for being alive. That's what makes life life. But it is not life if you give up your humanity, or people think that they could do certain shit and money and justify it, right? Like, that's why a lot of these people control, you know what I mean? They get in a cycle of blackmail. They participate in shit that's not really them. So now, but they not happy, because, and as long as I got you blackmailed, or I feel like I did something for you and you owe me, now, you at my disposal, so it's never worth it. I don't care what the dollar amount is, right? Because if it is, if you see it differently, then you coming from a low vibrational desperate point, and that's the state that they want people in, because it's easier to take advantage of and control. And when you free spirited like me, and you manifest opportunities, you don't come across as desperate for nothing that you can earn. But sometimes just earning it that way, because most people could stomach you more, like I say, if you're low vibrational. Some people, they want, some people, right, they want somebody to need them, like in relationships, when some people, they want, like some men, some female, like they want somebody that need them. They need somebody to need them, so they more in need. They need somebody to need them, so they could feel important, and maybe they could get away with doing certain shit. Whereas if a person don't need them, so you just gotta know the mindset of people, and you can understand the actions, the motives, and the intentions behind what people do, and then you see shit clearly, right? The glass, the windshield is no longer foggy. Now, that's just how I am, right? So your humanity is choices, right? Being able to manifest this way, that way. If I want to go left, right, I manifest it. Humanity is level of importance, right? Basic importance. Humanity is, what's the other word I want to use? Humanity is respect, right? The basic, respect. That's humanity. So if you give all that away, and for I don't care how much it is, right? And that's like selling your soul. That's selling your soul. And some people, they can stomach, because that's the low vibrational way. And I'm not the type to do that. I don't knock those who do, but a lot of people make choices and then they not happy with them in the long run. Right? Humanity, that's your essence, that's everything. And you gotta get it. You won't be you, you will have all that, but if somebody wanna keep you at a low vibrational state, then most shit ain't worth it. Because depression and regret for making it, that's low vibrational. And that's why a lot of shit low vibrational now. Because people choose that though. Right? Certain people choose that. Then you have people who still have success. They did it the high frequency way. And maybe, they like in between, they soaring, right, steady, then be a fast train crash, train wreck. Like you saw people who got put there for 3 years. They got put there for 3 years, right? They got the best cars, they got that. Then there's people who didn't have as much as that, but they've been touring, they travel, they make their money, but it's consistent. There's no crash outs, no downward spirals or none of that. See? But that's the difference between selling your humanity and your soul, and then they got to get high every day and do all that. They're not happy, but they want people in that state because you're easier to control. And anybody who want to control you or even how high you go or dictate your path, most of the time, it's people that want something from you or don't got your best interest in mind. So anytime, that's basically what selling people. Selling this, and then going against your principles. I mean, it's different, it's cool, because we all have to, right, it's good compromise, like giving, like, you know what I mean, but not to where you doing things that you against. And like I say, you got blood on your hands and you guilty, but certain people, they already ain't shit, they already crap, so they don't mind shit. They'll throw anybody up over the bridge or under the bus. They'll do that. They pieces of shit anyway. They do that in their everyday life. So those doors, them people fit, right? They fit in good. Then certain people just take the in-between route, right? Because a lot of times, the higher they lift people up, the farther, like you look at all of them that had songs in 2016 and people, you know what I mean? It ain't looking too good for them now. I mean, they probably still they're still financially stable in some way, but as far as, their career, the shit that they went through towards the tail end of that, it ain't paying out compared to people that's consistent and steady, consistent and steady, consistent, steady, and authentic. That win every time compared to that. People have a quick win because, they chose a certain route, which to each his own. Like, I don't condemn, just don't hate me because I got a different way how I see things, and that's the pattern I get on. I'm tend to be hated because I take the high vibration route, which, you attract opportunities and people be interested in you for the right reasons, right? To where you collaborate on shit. Your goals are considerate, you know what I mean? And, that's the difference, man. Your humanity, and you just see how examples, right? You see examples of routes not to take, but it's different when it seemed like, there's people on an entrapment type of route. Some people would try to steer your life in a direction it wasn't supposed to go in the first place. And that's like a destiny swap, right? That's like a destiny swap where your life is steered, like your life was never supposed to go a certain way, right? It's like, let me see an example, right? You watch them little crime shows and shit. And yeah, when somebody actually get framed, like, what's that dude in New York that he had so much, he was a teenager, right, in Rikers Island, and they just kept him there, and he didn't, that was a destiny swap. That was a destiny swap, because then his whole life took a whole different path of bad stuff because of a lie, because of somebody made a lie, and ultimately he took his life, ultimately, right? What's that, Browder? What's the dude's name? But it's on Netflix, bro, that movie. That was a destiny swap, right? And it's a lot of cases where that happened in the past. People get, that changed the whole trajectory, because not only do you miss out time, you miss out on people, right? And some, especially dude, Kalief Browder, I think, Kalief Browder. And he was like 17, he was in Rikers Island for something, and they just kept pushing his court date back and the judge was black doing that, right? And he, like, damn, in his 20s to be in, and was innocent over a book bag or something, a stolen book bag. They somehow was able to manipulate the laws, and which, I don't know, but that was a destiny swap. And how, like a car crash turned into flames, and it wasn't supposed to go that route. It was steered that route. There ain't nothing that he did to make it go that way, but it go that way. And there's a lot of people, even then, like when something, when a lot of time and then experiences, and then that's a destiny swap. Now it's different, right? It's different if shit, you had people out here doing some shit and then they end up having to do time because of what they did, and then they get out and they do the right thing, right? Let's say people might, y'all met people like that, they made the mistake, but it seemed like the person who didn't make it, they get the short end, they don't, recover from that shit. They usually don't recover from that shit because it usually is worse for the people who don't do nothing compared to the people that really. Then you have some people who don't learn, right? They keep on, they get out and keep doing shit to, going against the law, doing shit, and their life end up fucked up, but it's their fault. And you have some people, they might do that one bit, and they was just smart, probably. They were smart, right? They were smart, but they was trying to just do something else and didn't expect it to go that way, and then, but they learned from that because they were smart before they got in there. You know what I mean? So you had those cases. That's not a destiny swap. That means you made the wrong turn, then you got your shit right on, right? So this life shit, this ain't what it's cracked up to be at the end of the day. It's not.